So this here's my snap circuits, snap rover right here. And so here, this will be an overview of the electronics and stuff. So you got some LEDs down there. There's a white LED and there's some blue LEDs, which I don't think work anymore. And there's a color LED and there's a green LED. And then there's a yellow and red LED, which if the electricity is flowing in reverse, it'll light up a different color, but it's supposed to be lighting up yellow. And you got the headlight there, and there's a side light right there. It shines out sideways, and then there's this another color light here, and a red light underneath. And then we got another red light here, and there's a fan right here. And yep, and it's also a transistor circuit. And there's a lot of wires, and there's wires that go to the back because it's powered by underneath. Here's my snap rover turned on. You can see. So yep, that's supposed to be shining, and somehow the headlight is not working. It's like a burnt out headlight or something. You got a flashing. There's supposed to be a flashing light in there. Let's turn it off and back on again. That light inside the controller doesn't flash for some reason. And it turns out the blue LEDs, they don't work anymore. Well, you have to push a button in order to make them work, but they don't actually work. I'm gonna use my iPad to code this. I coded the snap controller there, and somehow the blue light isn't working. I pushed the A button, and these lights turned on. There's like a bluish white light there. And it's flickering because the color LED, even though it's in parallel with it. And those two blue LEDs are not working. Although one of them, you can see it's still, like these blue LEDs, they fail after a while. One of them is still working a little bit. Like you can see, this one's completely dead, but on the other one you can see a slight glow of blue inside there. There it is. It's just a little ring of blue that's left. It's very, very faint. It used to be very bright, this blue LED, but not anymore. And yeah. And it won't work for going forward or backward because the battery is not exactly enough right now. Just like if I try to do that, it cuts the signal off. So there is a white LED, a faint blue LED, a completely defective blue LED, and then there's a color LED. And then there's a green LED. That's just to signify power on. And if the current is flowing the opposite direction, which the rover won't work with that, but if it does, then this will light up red instead of yellow, and that headlight is burnt out for some reason. Oh, it could just be disconnected because and I didn't notice because there's so much wires here, and there's this. I don't know what that's for. There have been some big modifications in this circuit. Yeah. That red light is also out too. Yeah, red light is a defective wire because this circuit, at first it was for a snap rover, but then that snap rover failed. The other snap rover, it's gray colored. It came with this with what's for this circuit. And I didn't build the circuit from the manual. I built it. I came up with the idea of the circuit, and so the original snap rover was gray. This is it right here, and yeah, the motor burned out. So yeah, and the circuit here was much smaller. It was on the original snap rover, but then this got transferred and used as a to power burglar alarms in the window, and is also connected to the wall outlet too via a transformer. The transformer turns the AC into DC. The AC from the wall outlet into DC for the snap circuit here. And so yeah, it served for the burglar alarm. That's what it did. But now it's back on the snap rover, and I got a new circuit that powers the burglar alarm. Yeah, this was sitting up in the window like all last winter and stuff. So it turns out the LED's out again. The LED, because it cut the signal again. So it's either because the battery is dying or there's a problem with this. Well, the battery's still up. Like, it's still doing okay right now, it seems like. But this snap controller seems to be not working. Like, it used to work early. It used to work before. Like, I made videos from recently of this roving around from like a few months ago. And yeah. And I'm planning on switching out that motor there with a more powerful one, because this motor is really low speed. It gets hot and stuff. Like, it's not meant for the 9 volts here. You gotta get a better motor for that fan. And yeah, the photoresistor here, I'm not sure why I added that in there. And so yeah, there's the color LED, and then I'm not sure if the red LED's underneath, and it also flashes. It looks like it flashes along with the color LED. Yeah, but it's parallel, so yeah, that was kind of unexpected. I thought it would be steady. And yeah, so these connections here connect to the wheels. They connect to the motors that drive the wheels down there. And yeah, we got another color light right here. We got a lot of color lights on this device. And then we got the there's a transistor circuit, and that serves for, I think that serves for this color LED here. But I had to add another photoresistor into that, because it's not really doing anything, it's just being there. So I just tried to turn on these LEDs again, but it cut the signal cut. So this snap controller seems to be defective or something. I got him to flicker for a moment. I cannot get this thing to rove around. I cannot even get the LEDs to activate. See, it just flickered like a strobe light. Yeah, like a tower strobe. A strobe light on a radio tower, yeah. The strobes, I think, are so cool. Although I like LEDs too. I like LEDs on radio towers. I like some LEDs because yep, you see, there's LED strobes too. So and this thing uses 6 AA batteries, and that generates, and it's powered by 9 volts. So yeah. So that snap circuit that was in the rover, it served for this other burglar alarm in this window here. And yep, I just put this here as a temporary, because there's another burglar alarm right there. That one's dead though. It's supposed to be working. So I put in the temporary replacement. I put in this portable burglar alarm and attached it to the transformer down there. It's sitting in the window because it's cold there, so it cools. It keeps the transformer cold, so it doesn't get hot or anything. Yep, there's the circuit. It's got a blue LED on it too, which is cool. Other burglar alarm in that other window, it's powered by a Snapino. Yeah, there it is. And it powers the burglar alarm in that window right there. So yeah, I shut down the snap rover now too. So one thing to show last is that if you move this, it turns out if you move the snap rover around, it generates electricity, and that powers the fan and the lights. So that's pretty cool. So yeah, that's all for today's video. So thanks for watching and bye.